Hi everyone, so I'm Pia and I work with Léargas and I'm the Policy and Strategic Alliances Officer. And today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about one of our funding streams called Key Action 3, which I'm also responsible for. And this funding stream is under the youth field within the Erasmus Plus programme. And the focus of the funding stream is basically to allow young people to come together with policymakers and decision makers, to hold consultations with them, and to have a voice and to be involved in decisions that affect their lives. So we've seen lots of projects over the past number of years that look at different policy areas. Some look at policy at a local level or at a more national level or even at a European level, and that's mainly through the National Youth Council of Ireland, which is involved in the EU youth dialogue, which happens at a European level with young people from all across Europe. But as I said, there's also lots of local projects, and many of these also link in with the National Youth Council to bring their concerns back up to a national and up to a European level. So in terms of, I guess, connecting your projects with policy, and maybe if you're interested in applying for a KA3 projects, at the moment we're kind of looking a little bit at the European Youth Goals. And these are 11 goals that were devised with the input of young people from all across Europe. Over 50,000 young people were consulted, and the outcome were these goals that represent the priority areas and areas that are important to young people across Europe. So this could be a really good policy tool for youth workers and others who are working with young people to engage with, to look at. And many of the areas that are represented by the youth goals might actually be areas that you're working in already or working on, and they can simply provide you with the kind of policy framework, I guess, that you might need, and also help you to connect your issues back to a European level. So I'm just going to share a document that we've created within Léargas that kind of simplifies and breaks down the youth goals a little bit. And this is the document, and you can find it on leargas.extensio.com, and we'll also be sharing it on our social media pages soon and on our website. So here the document basically just runs you through kind of an introduction of how the youth goals came about, and as I already said, it involved a consultation with 50,000 young people from across Europe, and the goals came out of one of the EU Youth Dialogue cycles that happen as part of the EU presidency, where young people come together and discuss different policy issues with decision makers, with policy makers. So here the document will run you through a little bit about what the goals are, the issues of importance, like I said, that came out of the dialogue and that are represented in the goals. So as I mentioned, there are 11 goals, looking at 11 different thematic areas. So the first one is about connecting the EU with youth. So the essence of this goal is really that, a lot of the time young people feel very disconnected from the EU, which can lead to Euroscepticism and young people just feeling like, the EU doesn't really have anything to do with their lives. So this goal is really looking at, building a bridge between young people and the EU and involving them more in the EU and its decision-making processes. And as you'll see, under each goal, we've put a little find out more. So there, that will link you out to some of the targets that have been set for the youth goals to be achieved. The second goal then is about equality of gender, looking at basically equal opportunities and access to rights for all young people, regardless of their gender. And again, we look at different kind of gender sensitive approaches that are a priority under this goal in areas that affect young people's lives. The third one then is about inclusive societies. So inclusion is a big priority under the Erasmus Plus programme, and we're always encouraging projects to really look at the inclusion element of their project, and this goal really links to that as well. Information and constructive dialogue. So this is really about access to information for young people, and also particularly on social media. So obviously we see a lot of issues arising around fake news, the inability to fact check information that's out there for young people. And this goal really looks at tackling that and, making young people more connected online, but ensuring that the information that they're receiving is reliable. The fifth goal then is about mental health and well-being. As you know, in Ireland, we often hear that, so mental health is an issue that's affecting a lot of young people, and this is true for young people across Europe in general. And really looking at, ending stigmatization around mental health issues and promoting social inclusion of all young people by ending that stigma. The sixth goal then, which is also a big priority under the Erasmus Plus programme, is around rural youth. So as it says in the kind of background information about the goal, is that almost 1/3 of the EU population live in rural settings, and obviously that brings its benefits with it, but also its challenges. At the moment, I'm actually in self-isolation down in beautiful Dingle, so I'm in a very rural area at the minute. And this goal really looks at, creating conditions that enable young people to fulfill their potential in rural areas. And again, a number of different targets have been set, which you can check out when you click on the Find Out More. Seventh is quality employment for all. So again, it looks at, young people who experience high levels of unemployment and uncertain working conditions. So things like 0-hour contracts, lack of security, etc. And really looks at, guaranteeing an accessible labour market with opportunities that can lead to quality jobs as well for all young people, so that, young people aren't stuck in bad working conditions, on minimum wage, etc., but that they really have the opportunity to build their experience and gain access to high quality employment. Eighth then is the goal around quality learning, which is looking at, education for young people, and really looking in particular also at transferable skills, student-centered learning, and also non-formal education, which is obviously a key part of youth work as well. And really integrating and improving the different forms of learning, and equipping young people with the skills that for the challenges that they're facing in the 21st century. And again, different targets have been set for that goal, as with others. Ninth then is space and participation for all. So this really acknowledges the fact that not all young people, many young people, don't have the opportunity to take part in decision-making processes which affect them. And this goal obviously is particularly relevant for Key Action 3 projects under Erasmus Plus, which really look at involving young people in decision-making processes that affect their lives, and giving them the opportunity to take part in policy reform. And then 10th, we look at Sustainable Green Europe. So this is really linking back to the issue of climate change and also the Sustainable Development Goals. So we have a number of projects already under Key Action 3 that are looking at sustainability, that are looking at climate change. And again, these youth goals just give you another policy tool, policy piece, I guess, to link your project back to. And 11th then is youth organisations and European programmes, and it's just really about kind of equal access for all young people to youth organisations and to European programmes, and as it says in the goal, building a society based on European values and identity, and obviously that's what we're all about in Léargas. And we really promote the inclusion of all young people in the programs that we manage, but also we acknowledge that we have our part to play in that as well, to make sure that we are an inclusive organisation, and we prioritise inclusion, and we support the organisations that we work with to make sure that they can include young people from different backgrounds and with different needs, etc., in their projects. And there are lots of supports available under the Erasmus Plus programme, where young people have additional supports that they require, or additional needs. So that is something that is facilitated through the programme. And as it says at the end of this document, if you'd like to find out more, please don't hesitate to get in contact with me. At the moment, the next funding deadline for applications for Key Action 3 is the 7th of May. The original deadline was extended because of the current coronavirus crisis. And I know many of you are probably at home and finding this time difficult, but I hope that, you know, this little video will also give you an opportunity maybe to start thinking creatively and coming up with new project ideas. So I'm just going to bring you to our website, and as you'll see on the homepage, it gives you the key dates. So here we have the Key Action 3 deadline, which, as I said, has been extended to the 7th of May. So there you have that. And then I'll just bring you to the page where you can find the link to the application form. So if on our homepage, you go into Programs, and then you go into Erasmus Plus. And under Erasmus Plus, then if you click on Youth and How To, it will bring you to the different key actions. So the key action that you might be interested in is Key Action 3. So here it'll show you the different tabs, how to prepare your application, how to apply, etc. So obviously, if you have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to contact me. I may be at home and I may be down in Kerry at the minute, but I am available to you guys to help out. And yeah, just best of luck. We've also recorded a video series with a number of people who have been involved with the youth goals and with Key Action 3. And those videos will be available to you online, and hopefully they'll give you some inspiration. We've spoken with Dermot, who's involved with Young Voices, Jean Marie from NYCI, and also a young person who was involved with the development of the youth goals. So I hope that those videos serve as a source of inspiration for you. Okay, mind yourselves, everyone. Stay safe, and hopefully we'll see some applications from you guys soon. Bye.